Girl, this video has caused me so much anxiety. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. So there was a video that went viral a couple of days ago, and it was this girl. She went into the store, and I'm assuming from what people are saying was Walmart. Girl, and this is the reason why I don't shop there. That's another conversation. Sis went in Miss Walmart, opened up a freezer, pulled out some Blue Bay homemade ice cream. I think the name of the ice cream was Tin Roof, and she licked it. And you hear a voice telling her, oh my God, you're gonna do that? And then she put it back in the freezer. So they have done a lot of digging on this girl, found her social media. She's changed her name on Twitter and Instagram. She's just making sure that people can't find her, but folks recognize her from being in where she live at. And I would say she lives in Texas. Now, let me say this because I'm about to get real political and I want to have a conversation. I want you all to engage, but I also want to be respectful as we learned about prison reform and the criminal justice system and stuff. So I want people to be mindful of the conversations and stuff that we are having. There's nothing wrong with having them, but I noticed that some people were just going at each other. Now, you have some people who are saying, you know, sis didn't do no harm to nobody. She should not be locked up. She shouldn't be getting a felony because the charges are strong. You know, from what I'm seeing, especially from this thread on Twitter, y'all know I love Twitter, from Simply TC, that's their name because I don't understand the at name. But they did a whole thread talking about, you know, how stuff like this can lead to some real time. Penalties range from $25,000 fine and up to 10 years in prison for an unsuccessful attempt to tamper, to a fine up to $100,000, up to life in prison if the tampering results in death. In the case of bodily injury, the penalty would be fined up to $100,000 and up to 20 years in prison. Now, key word here, $25,000 up to 10 years for an unsuccessful attempt. So this is coming off of, you know, the Tylenol situation that happened back in the 80s where someone had took, you know, pills and stuff out of the Tylenol bottles and replaced it with something else, and people died from that. Like, I think it was like 13, I think it happened in Chicago. And I remember that happening. Like, I remember reading about it back when I was in high school or whatever. And it's some serious stuff. So people are arguing, saying that sis did not do anything to anybody. She didn't hurt anybody, so she shouldn't be getting no punishment that big. It should be that. Other people are arguing, saying, sis, hey, she need to be locked up. She knew what she was getting into. You wouldn't want nobody to spit into your coffee or any of that type of stuff. You going out to eat. So no, we don't want to hear that. And this, like, nobody was hurt or injured or whatever. So somebody could be sick. Somebody could be like going through something right now and we don't know about it. So sis needs to be locked up, like they want to see her in jail. So girl, I have been struggling a little bit because I honestly don't know what side I'm on, because at the end of the day, I do understand this criminal justice system that it's not here to protect black and brown folks or give black and brown folks any type of quote unquote justice. Like, I definitely understand that. But at the same time, you have somebody who went and, you know, was very like knowledgeable what they were doing, knew the impact of it, and like I just know, and I'm not here for that. One of the ignorance of the law, they didn't know about it, Like, I'm not. That's a slippery slope too. Like, oh girl, I wasn't aware about that. But we know some of the folks use that. Girl, I mean, look at Paul Manafort and all these other folks using stuff to get them out. I mean, girl, it's all about how much money you got and access and your skin tone and your skin color. Come on, let's get into it. But sis went there, she posted it. From what I'm seeing on Instagram, I'm not sure I cannot prove if this is her Instagram account when she posted it, but judging from this screenshot of the Instagram post that is supposedly, allegedly hers, it said, yeah, I really did that. You can call it the Flu Bell ice cream now because I was a little sick last week. Repost yourself doing this with the hashtag Tin Roof Challenge. Let's see if we can start an epidemic, literally. And like I said, I can't verify if this was actually taken from her Instagram account, if this was her posting, because sis has deleted all of her stuff and you know, blocked all her stuff where you can't even follow her or anything. Like, sis is really protecting herself. But they said it was an Instagram story that was posted, and some of her friends was like, girl, you really did this shit is trash. So a lot of people are angry. A lot of folks have some type of way of feeling about it. And girl, Bluebell has, you know, gotten reports from it. And Bluebell like, girl, no man, you ain't gonna hurt our bottom line. We just got through cleaning out them barrels and stuff not too long ago. Because now, you know, Bluebell was dealing with an issue back in 2015 when it was first reported that, you know, a lot of their, you know, they had some listeria in some of their ice cream, and they had to shut down plants and all that. And, you know, they said some people were getting sick from back in 2010, but the situation really blew up in like the 2015 or whatever, to the point that they didn't even have like ice cream on the shelves and stuff. And, you know, they are not trying to, you know, go through that again, because that hurt their company. A lot of folks saying, girl, if you still eating Bluebell ice cream, you shouldn't be doing that, no way. But I grew up on Bluebell. I like Bluebell ice cream and all that. But I have to remind folks that something like this happened, and it was way worse, not to try to completely compare, but something like this happened in 1982 with the Tylenol tampering incident. And that's why a lot of companies, especially medical companies and folks who are selling drugs and stuff, start putting protective labels on all their medications and stuff. And Bluebell does not have anything to protect. Like, anybody can take off the lid. Like, I can't tell if somebody opened it up or not. And right, it is disgusting. It is disgusting. It's way too much, and it's just honestly disgusting. Like, I was disgusted by seeing it. I do not think sis needs any serious jail time. I will say that. And I don't think it should be a felony. I think it needs to be somewhat of some type of punishment. Some folks saying, well, girl, y'all don't want justice. Y'all don't want people to learn. Y'all want punishment. Y'all want to see somebody be punished. And that's what makes people, you know, prison abolitionists like, I want to see people be reformed. I want to see people come back and learning something from what they've done. And some folks like, girl, ain't nobody learning nothing. But we know the prisons and stuff and the jails and stuff are not doing a good job of keeping folks from doing the same stuff. Like, some folks go back to jail for the same stuff. So it's a lot of conversation. And this is not about prison reform or being a prison abolitionist. I'm just making sure that I at least bring it up. Now, like I said, I don't think she should do no serious stuff. I don't think she should be fined that much. But I do think it needs to be something done, because at the end of this viral culture is getting out of control. And I think it's a slippery slope of one person doing something and starting this big conversation. People are loving the sensation of getting attention. And the fact that this girl received so much attention from this, somebody else might do something and we might not get no video of it. We might not find out about it and people might get sick. So I'm not understanding, like, I understand the criminal justice system is trash. I do understand that it's not going to make sure that this black girl, because she's black at the end of the day, they're not going to see her in the same eyes they see a white person. But it's very tough for me to, like, have so much sympathy for somebody, even, like, and it's trash to even say this. So I don't know. I really don't know how to feel, because this person deliberately went and did that. Now, I can still want them to be somewhat punished, but understanding that there's a system that is punishment is going to be very severe on them because they are black. But I just don't know if I have energy to give somebody that wanted some attention like this. I don't take this as the same as somebody going to Kroger and eating grapes and being locked up, or someone stealing $1 out of Family Dollar and all of that. Like, I just think that this, when you are tampering folks' food and stuff like that, I just like punishment. I'm not here for that. I'm just not here for that. And I'm not sure if there's a system that can like necessarily stop folks from doing it or what. I don't see this system. I understand it, but I like, it's just so much, and I just don't get it. I just don't get what was the purpose of sis even doing this. Like, what was the purpose of you going and recording you licking somebody's ice cream? I don't think anything that she had is going to, like, transfer to somebody else. I don't think anybody else is going to catch it. Most viruses and whatever, once they come to the surface of air, like, most of them die. And some of them don't stay lingering for long. But at the same time, you know, there are some that don't. And what is to stop the next person to say, you know what? Instead of licking it, I'm gonna do this. And what's the next to stop the person from doing, like, I'm more interested in the impact versus the intent. The intent was, like, probably not that serious to her, but the impact is just like, girl, like, this had big implications. Like, folks were like, girl, no man. And I know it's gonna be even worse because Bluebell is a company that makes money. And if you think for a second that Bluebell is not gonna drop the hammer on her to protect her bottom line, you got another thing coming. And that's what makes me feel a little bit bad for her, because I know that these other systems, even though nobody probably was hurt or anything, these other systems gonna come down like she did to make an example and to protect Bluebell at the end of the day. So like, I'm just really in the middle, for lack of better terms. And there will not be no episode in the middle this week. This will be a great conversation. Maybe we'll have it next week. But this was like, girl, this is a lot. I don't know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. Some people are saying that she might not do no jail time, no serious jail time. But I was like, girl, I don't know. I really don't know. But I hope that sis has something to say about this. I really don't even want to hear it. I'm really tired of viral culture, period. I'm just going to say that. I am tired of viral culture. I'm tired of people going into stores, tearing up stuff, and harassing people like publicly and recording. I am just tired of people posting and doing stuff and bothering folks. Like unnecessarily bothering people who are not consenting to any of that. I am really tired of folks putting folks on camera, and they're not doing it because they want to do any research or any of that. They just want the sensation of getting some type of shock value from somebody and posting and getting attention from it. It's like it's hitting up like a lot of endorphins in their head, just getting this high of embarrassing somebody or doing something to somebody that's just shocking and getting attention. And I'm just really tired of it. But I have seen white YouTubers do it so much over the last couple of years. You just had Jake Paul, or whatever his name is, going recording dead bodies in Japan. Or was it China? Like, you just had him do that not too long ago, and they was on his ass. You got white folks going into different countries, taking nude pictures and stuff next to like, you know, sacred grounds and stuff. It's just, I have seen it on, I've seen it on different sides, and I've seen the punishment not be as severe. Some people are saying Ariana Grande did the same thing when she licked the donut, and sis didn't do no time. So it's just like, I know that the system is not going to protect her because she is black. However, I still think this shit is disgusting. I'm just not sure what type of punishment needs to be done or what type of fine. And I really don't even like the word punishment, but what type of justice, or I don't even know what type of term I would use for that. Because I know how often what justice looks like and what a punishment looks like for a black woman. So that's my thoughts. Tell me how you feel. I know some people are probably not going to agree too much, but that's understandable. I want to know how you felt about it. What do you think needs to be done for something like this? What do you think about viral culture? What do you think about her like doing this? How did that make you feel? Some folks say they don't never grab the stuff in the front. But girl, we don't know. Folks about me mixing stuff around all the time. So it's really a mind thing at the end of the day. But girl, let me know in the comments, and I'll talk y'all later on tonight. Bye.